Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Series Disney Plus Wave 5 Nick Fury from Secret Invasion. This is part of the Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure wave, the Hydra Stomper from Season 2. It was teased at the very end of Season 1. Here we have the left leg to the Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure, and this looks pretty good. We will put this off to the side and take a look at the Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure at the end. We are on Nick Fury. Next up will be Agatha Harkness, and then on to Goliath, Yelena Belova, and then Kingpin before Hydra Stomper. Here, looking at the package, we see Nick Fury. We see Nick Fury there. We see the stuff on the back of the package and whatnot. Here we have him, and it's okay of a figure. It's not great. It's really not, guys. He comes with a couple of guns. This is kind of the same guns, but this one has the silencer suppressor. We do get the two little pew-pew blast effects here. I'll port one in there. So we have that longer one, and then we have a little shorter one in this red color that's getting drowned out by my background there, depending on where I have it. Oop, I just bent the shit out of that. Careful there. This does not come off, so that is part of the sculpt. So be very careful of that. And then we get the two smoke effects that come with these guns. It seems like every time they release them, so we have that smoke effect there. And then we have the bigger smoke effect right here. And so they just port right on in like so. So there is Nick Fury's accessories. I picked mine up from toysnowman.com. Link in the video description below. It's a referral link. So if you sign up, create an account. So first time buyers, you'll get a 5% off coupon code, which is awesome. Toy Snowman, they're based in Canada. So Canada gets like everything first. And then this wave is actually street dated for September 1st. So it could pop up places, but it looks like October time frame is kind of when we expect it here in the US. So luckily Toy Snowman actually has some of these figures in stock right now. Unfortunately, Nick Fury is out of stock. But some figures from the wave, Nick Fury, Agatha Harkness, Yelena Belova, are actually sold out from toysnowman.com, but make sure to check them out for all your other action figure needs too. So not just Marvel Legends, go for your import stuff, your DC Multiverse, your Joy Toy Warhammer stuff, all of that, go to toysnowman.com, link in the video description below again. But here, Nick Fury, let's go ahead and zoom in and take a closer look at it. And let's look at the good, because the head sculpt's really good. The rest of the figure is no good, but the head sculpt, really, really good. Okay, so here we have the closer look at Nick Fury, and again, here we have the one gun, and it's done in this like almost like a super dark brown paint. As you can see, the two guns again are the same, except one has the sculpted on silencer or suppressor, whichever it is, on there, and then again, you know, these little pew pew blast effects and smoke effects there. There we go. Anyway, so here is the Nick Fury. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. This figure is a dud because you can't do anything with it. Look at this big ass jacket that he wears. That there's no cuts in it except here in the front, a little bit in the back. There's no side motion, so you're not like you're not going to be able to do a whole lot here. He's just going to kind of stand there a little bit, and that's cool, I guess, for Nick Fury. It's a whole hell of a lot better than this abomination that we have here. But this head sculpt is absolutely fantastic for back then. The figure itself just sucks. You know, it's got ball jointed hips in there, and it's just all whacked. The arms can't come down to the sides. It was cool at the time for sure. But no, it's time for a better Nick Fury, and we did get a younger Nick Fury figure, sure. And this figure shares some of the same parts to that. So like the suit, like I'd have to double check the arms, because these do seem like pretty thin arms. But I know the suit, the legs are the same, because it was that younger Nick Fury that had the first slightly thicker suited legs, because here we get this ankle swivel, whereas the other suited ones, you know, definitely have a little bit more of a problem. So that's that there. But again, it's not going to be able to do a whole lot. I feel like Nick Fury is a little bit of a larger person than what this suited body and how thin this, you know, jacket makes him seem. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I would have liked a better one. But this is what we have so far. But the head sculpt, fantastic. Really, really good. Check out the beanie, right? That burgundy beanie on there. Look at that. It is removable. How cool is that? That it's actually a good size and fits on there, looks realistic, and doesn't look oversized or anything like that. So that is cool. So we have that option. If you want to have bald Nick Fury without the beanie, that you can do there. You got the big ass goatee in there at first in dark light, and it didn't seem like there was any gray in that goatee, but there is gray in the goatee, so that is good that he actually has a little bit of that in there. I thought it was going to be all black and thinking, well, no, he's got him an older guy, right? He should have some gray in there. He actually does have a little bit in there, so that is cool. The scars themselves, you get a little bit of like a brownish red paint in there showing the scars over his eye, which is pretty cool. And you got the eye patch that wraps around his head there. So that is pretty good. I don't know if it's better than this one. But this one, works for a much younger, Samuel L. Jackson versus this one. So they're both good in their own right. And I guess I will see if we can swap them. I don't like doing head swaps. I know you guys all love them. I'm not a fan. But yes, you can do that there. It's a little bit less of a neck, but that works. And you know what? That looks pretty done. That looks pretty good. Ah, man, I really like this head sculpt a lot. And it's an old-ass one. I mean, this figure, it technically was in the Toys R Us exclusive 3-pack with Maria Hill and Agent Coulson. But this figure was basically a repaint of a earlier Nick Fury figure that came in a Captain America the First Avenger 6-inch wave exclusive to Walmart that had like 3 figures in it. Maybe I think there was there was a comic Captain America figure in there. I think a World War II Captain America figure and this Nick Fury figure. So that was basically a repaint. So that's how old it is. It goes all the way back to Captain America the First Avenger, and that's how good that head sculpt is to still hold up to today. But this one is really good too. And again, the beanie, I like the beanie. I think the beanie's cool. And then he's got a turtleneck in there, which is cool. So this upper torso must be new. Too bad we will never, ever see what it's like unless you cut this jacket off or somehow pop those arms off. I'm not that kind of collector to know if these arms just pop out easily if you heat them up or something. That's not something that I'm going to do. So someone else out there, I'm sure, will give it a try and see what's up underneath this coat. But that is not something that I myself am going to do. So now let's see his articulation, or lack thereof, because he ain't moving around. Okay, so Nick Fury, his head is on a disc hinge, so he can look up that much, which is good. He can look down that much, which is excellent. I really like that he can do that. Can we get some pivot in there? Oh, messing up the beanie. Messing up the beanie. You can get some pivot going on in his neck, so that isn't too shabby. You get the arm to go straight on out. You get a full rotation in there. You got an upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed pinned elbows. The pins, guys, they're not a big deal when it's the same color. I get it. Like pinless is introduced, so pinless is always better because pinless represents new, I think. And we just, as collectors, typically don't like when there's reuse, even though reuse happens in every action figure line. Right? DC Multiverse still uses pins. NECA still uses pins. So here, again, when it's the same color, it doesn't bother me, other than the fact that I know that it's not a new sculpt. It's not the end of the world, guys. So anyway, double jointed elbow, wrist swivel, and they hinge. We have the trigger finger hands on both of these, so we actually get the vertical hinge instead of the horizontal hinge on those hands, so that is cool. If there's an ab crunch on this guy, ooh, maybe there is. So it feels like there could be some sort of ab crunch in there, but there's no way to get any use out of it because of this long ass trench coat. It's just not going to work. Legs go out that far apart. That's not going to work. He is not really going to kick forward. His leg will like bend back because of the double jointed elbow or knee. It does have pins on the knee. Again, they're not new legs. We actually had them with the young Nick Fury, which we saw them first. We have a swivel at that ankle. Foot hinges down a little bit of hinge up, not a whole lot, but you get ankle pivot and pegals at the bottom of the feet, closer to the toes there. So he's kind of a brick. He's kind of a dud. Not going to do anything, but he can stand there holding a gun, and that's really all you need Nick Fury for, right? Right. So in my review of the Talos figure, I had talked about how I wasn't a big fan of the show. A couple of episodes were really good. I want to say episodes 3 and 4, or was it 4 and 5? Yeah, I think it was episodes 4 and 5 I really liked, and then we had the season finale, likely the series finale, which just wasn't very good. I think it felt really rushed. And, you know, there could have been a lot more going on for it. Gaia is just super overpowered and everything. It's pretty crazy. But it sucks that we don't have a Gravik figure to go along with these guys. We only have Talos and Nick Fury. A Gaia figure would have been cool too. But unfortunately, these are the only figures that we have from Secret Invasion. The show didn't do too well, so it makes sense that we wouldn't have gotten a whole lot else. But I always feel like we should always get the villain to coincide with the heroes. So in this case, you know, Gravik would have been the villain that we should have gotten. But, you know, we didn't get a High Evolutionary to go with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. There's a lot of villains that we don't get. And I wish we would get some more damn villains, right? I think a lot of you guys would agree with me on that there. But here is Nick Fury and Talos together. I meant Talos and Keller together. Because here is Nick Fury and Talos together. So we have the two from Secret Invasion. So to see the wave so far that we've looked at. So Warrior Gamora was the first, and I broke her in half. Nick Fury doesn't move around a whole lot. Talos is pretty cool. But that is the 3 Disney Plus figures so far. The wave is turning out to be semi-decent. I'm liking what we have here so far. There's only 2 What If animated series ones. The rest is live action, although the Build-A-Figure would be a 3rd animated What If figure. But, you know, more MCU figures. That's my thing. That's my jam. Even when they're not great, like this Nick Fury, I'm happy to have it. Because what I would rather have, and this is going to... Let me be careful with my words here. I'd rather have character representation from these shows, from these movies. And so what they're going to give us, I'll be happy with. You know, I don't expect Nick Fury to be able to have like super articulation and things like that, but I would like him to be more articulated than this big ass trench coat. I think that's the problem. The design is the trench coat. Could it have been an open coat? That would have been an option. You know, we could have used some articulation there. But again, I'm happy to have the representation of the character in action figure form. And I'd love to get every main character from these movies, from these shows, in action figure form. We're not there yet to where we're getting them all. But we do have a lot, and we continue to get more. Disney Plus, I remember at a time we were thinking, like, you know, would Hasbro make Marvel Legends figures for these Disney Plus shows? And yeah, the floodgates opened up. This is the 5th wave of Disney Plus figures. And then I'm trying to think of what other releases may have come. We had Target exclusive Stealth Captain Carter. We had the Deluxe Hydra Stomper. There might be some other exclusive. I mean, Tracksuit Mafia exclusive, the Ronin exclusive. So lots of Disney Plus figures, and I'm all for it. I love to get them. That's my thing. That's my main part of collecting. That's my main focus, my priority. Although it's all Legends, sure, the MCU ones really hold a little bit more of a special place for me. So in that regards, it's cool. From an action figure standpoint, it sucks. Let's be real. It does. But you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What you think of this Nick Fury figure. What do you think of this Disney Plus wave? Let me know in the comments below. Or even what you thought of the Secret Invasion. Did you hate it? Did you enjoy it? Did you love it? Did you just not even watch it because you didn't even want to bother? I actually recommend not watching it because it's just not all that great. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you're interested in supporting the channel, hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.